I'm over at the mixing area, and there is an really innovative change in the mixing technology. We have Dr. Euler here, who will explain it more fully.
Yeah, hello everybody. We have here on our booth at WP in Germany the first fully automatic mixer you will find in the world. And the real innovation is that this mixer is able to adapt itself all the necessary process parameters based on the measurements we have done with the sensors included. So at the final end, the big advantage for the customer is that this machine is very easy to handle. He has only to start the process, and all the rest, the switch from mixing to kneading phase, the stop of the kneading phase at its optimum, that's all done fully automatically by the machine itself.
So Dr. Euler, I'm seeing a graph here. It's kind of like an EKG for a human being. What exactly are you doing?
What you see here is the results of the measurements we are doing during the process. For example, we are scanning all the time, in real time, in fact, the temperature, the torque of the motors, the resistance of the dough itself, and some other important parameters. And behind that, we do complex calculations based on complex simulation models. And in fact, we have 5 of these models here. And we are a very democratic country in Germany. So as soon as 3 out of these 5 models says that the dough is done on its optimum, we will stop the process.
Okay, and then is all this data logged into so that we can pull it up the next day and say, well, how did my mixers do? Was everything correct? If we ever have an issue to go back and say, well, where did we screw up? We can go to your data log and it'll say, hey, it wasn't here. And that's really helpful.
It's even better. We will have batch logs based on that. So our customers can go to their customers and can prove them that they have produced an excellent quality at any time.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So, Dr. Euler, I know that like when the flour changes a little bit, our bakers will make some adjustments. We like to add some water. We take some water out of the mix because the flour is just basically different. How is this going to help me?
With a smart product like ours now, that's all history. Because the machine itself, due to the fact that it is testing the dough quality at all time of the process, we in fact know exactly where on the curve we are, and it is not a problem for us to adjust all the parameters to different flour quality and so on. So it doesn't matter. You still have to start only the process, and the machine itself can do all the adjustments that are necessary. So very easy to handle for our customers, and a very repeatable quality you can produce with a machine like that.
Some of the things I'm wondering about here, though, is that every dough is a little different, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, if I'm running a croissant dough and then I go immediately into a ciabatta dough, what is it going to remember this stuff? I mean, because it seems like you're graphing out something that's specific for the ciabatta dough.
No, look, this machine is able to adapt itself to every dough you would like to produce, and that it allows the baker to set up what specific characteristic of the dough he would like to have. For example, let's go for the croissant dough. You normally like to have a little bit an overdeveloped dough. So you can go to the system and tell the system that you like to have an overdeveloped dough, and it will manage it. And right afterwards, you go to your ciabatta dough. Yeah, you would like to have a dough on the spot, on the optimum. And you can tell the machine in the receipt that you would like to have this dough on the spot, and he will manage it right in any sequence you intend to produce dough.
So there is some ability for a master baker, let's say, to say, hey, I want to, we've been developing the croissant dough to this level. This is our normal thing. We measure it. We basically take the standard rules of how we've been doing the mixing in the past. We put it to your machine, and then the machine says, well, this is what you did. And then you say, wait a second, maybe I should have developed, and then you can change the parameter and say, I want you to reach this development. And then from that point on, you've hit it.
Let's say it that way. You can train that the mixer does what you exactly want to do him. Yeah. So that's something you can gamble a little bit with. That you can adapt all the processes exactly to your specific requirements you have for a dedicated dough. And in fact, you have to do that only once. Yeah. Because you need only your master baker once. If you do exactly at the beginning this, afterwards, you can, let's say, work with less skilled workers here, because all they have to do then is to start the process and to drive the bowl.
This thing is going to handle that and always create a consistent product from that. That's terrific.